Hi guys, Nikki from Tripleseat here. I am going to walk you through some tips and tricks on how to use Tripleseat to manage takeout orders for your venue. So a couple things that we're going to go through. When we're in the settings, if when you're logged in you don't see settings or don't have access to a section that I'm clicking on, don't worry. Simply use the help/questions button to reach out to support and we'll help get this set up for you. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to make sure we add an event type for takeout. As we know, our event types in Tripleseat really drive our reporting. So for accurate reporting, we want to make sure we have an appropriate drop down. So I'm going to use the left-hand side toolbar, navigate to Settings, then to Preferences, and then click on the tab for drop downs. So Settings, Preferences, drop downs. These are all of your reportable drop downs in Tripleseat. I'm going to go down to the section for event types. And at the bottom, I'll see a quick, easy button to add another. So I'm going to go make sure I add takeout and update. So now I have the correct drop down of takeout for reporting, but I'm also going to need to create an area in Tripleseat to book my takeout events. So I'm also going to do this in settings, except this time I'm going to go to locations. So settings, locations, and then we are going to be editing room details. So here is where you'll see all of the rooms or areas that you're able to book inside of Tripleseat. In the bottom, you'll see again an easy button to just add another room. So we're going to go ahead and add a room called takeout. One thing that's important is creating a color so that on your calendar they're easily identifiable. So I'm going to select a color that isn't already being used in my room inventory and maybe one that's pretty bold and will stand out to me. I'm going to go ahead and do this blue. The other thing that's really important is that I check off to ignore conflicts. So ignore conflicts in Tripleseat. Tripleseat as an event management solution is designed to help you not overbook your venue. In this case, where we do want to overbook, we want to be able to have multiple takeout orders for the same day and the same time. We want to make sure that here in settings, locations, edit room details, that we click off to ignore these conflicts. That will allow us to have those multiple events. Now I'm going to go ahead and press Save Changes, and that is going to add that takeout room into my inventory. Now, the other thing that's really important to note is the nesting or organizing of rooms in Tripleseat. By default, that new takeout will go right at the bottom and it will not be nested. We want to make sure that we keep it like that. As an example, in this buyout, anything that's nested under that buyout would be also reserved when somebody selects buyout. So we want to make sure that takeout is all the way to the left, not nested or connected to one of your other rooms in Tripleseat. So now we have a room and we have a drop down. So we can simply create an event now for takeout. You're going to use this new event page as you would with any other event in Tripleseat. Select the name, the date, the time. You can work through the statuses. Many of these will become definite right away because they're simply takeout orders. And then on the right-hand side, you'll see you have the ability to select that takeout area. And a little bit further down the page, you'll notice that you can also select takeout as your event type. You will still need the contact who's going to be picking up this order. You want to make sure that you add that in there as well. And simply press create. Now in terms of documents for these takeout orders, at Tripleseat, we really believe less is more when it comes to different template sets. When you update a template, you only want to do it once. You don't want to have to do it multiple times. So our recommendation is going to be to use your current set of documents, your template, your contract and event order. I'm going to go ahead over to Docs here just to walk you through this, and I'm going to add that contract and event order just like I would if I was booking any other event within my Tripleseat. Now, one thing to note, you're going to want to make sure if your regular menu that's available for takeout is not already in a pick list, that you go ahead and get it in a pick list. And that way you can select the items that you want to select just like you would when booking an event. Make sure you put in your quantities. And if you scroll down, that billing widget will still do that same math for you, where it's going to create your subtotal, it's going to your sales tax, gratuity, admin fees, anything that applies for this order. Likely you won't be taking a deposit. So note that you can just simply delete those right here in that billing widget and press save. Now that contract and event order is going to create all of the different documents that you have set up for your Tripleseat. You're only going to need to use maybe the event order or BEO and maybe the kitchen sheet for these takeout orders. You're likely not going to be having any contracts signed, any terms and conditions for takeout orders. No need for another document set though. You simply can use that BEO or event order that's already created. If you don't have a simple document without a signature that simply lists the event, food and beverage, and any details that you might have, again, reach out to support, the help/questions button, and we're happy to create one for you. That does not take us any time at all. It'd be pretty quick. So please reach out if you need a new document or view to manage your takeout orders. So now that we have a takeout order, a couple tips and tricks for executing. The first thing I want to show you is in that calendar. Remember that we picked that blue color for our takeout room. So when you're in Tripleseat, over here in your filters, you could, of course, just filter to your takeout orders so that you're only seeing your takeout orders. But the other thing that you're able to do, if I go ahead and clear all, is you can actually change the way that you're seeing your color by. So right now we're seeing it by status, those blue, red, greens, and golds you all know and love. But I can go ahead and color by room. And when I color by room, remember we picked out that blue takeout color you'll see here on the 15th. At quick glance on my calendar, I'll be able to see any of my events that are in fact takeout. The other thing I want to make sure you're aware of is mass printing. So when I come over to the events tab, if I go ahead and filter out to maybe the next 7 days or maybe only today, depending on how many takeout orders you're doing, you have those same filter options. So I can come over here and filter to just my takeouts. So if I come over here and I filter to just my takeouts, there we go. Then I have a list of only my takeout orders. So from here, I can download documents. I can choose my event orders and maybe even my kitchen sheets, because maybe I'm going to use both of those documents for executing my takeout orders. And I can mass print them right from here to save time. So to kind of recap what we've gone over so far, we have an event type for takeout to make sure our reporting is accurate. We created a room or an area so that you're able to put those takeout events into the system. Picking a color to help with your calendar is helpful, and you'll be able to mass print them from the Events tab, the documents that you need. Now, the other thing that I want to show you is creating a lead form specifically for takeout. So what I see this being used for is a marketing email blast. So you're going to create a marketing email blast and mark it out to your customers that you're now either just starting to do takeout or you're just trying to kind of bring more awareness to the fact that you offer takeout. So to create a new lead form, we're going to head back into settings. And here we're going to navigate to lead forms. In the top right-hand corner, you're going to see the option to add a new lead form. When I press on that button, a couple of options here, guys. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is name this form. So this is our takeout form, and it's for our location. Notice here you have those branding options. So if you'd like to change the color or the banner photo, you're able to do so. The other thing that you can do is change the verbiage in the page setup section. So example here, instead of event request, we're going to call this our takeout request. Instead of the nature of the event, we're going to ask them for their takeout order. Instead of asking them if this is a birthday party or a business dinner, we're going to ask them to please specify quantity. A couple other things where it says event. So anywhere that it says event request, you're just going to want to make sure that you go ahead and change that to takeout request. Down in the form fields guide, so I'm going to highly recommend that you require a phone number. So likely you're going to be using your event manager to help with these takeout orders, organize them, execute them. When this lead comes in, this request for a takeout order, you're going to want to make sure that your event manager is able to give them a ring, able to confirm the order before we execute it. So creating that required field for phone number is something that I definitely suggest. You can also update the auto response email if you'd like, and simply press create. So now we have a new live form for takeouts. I'm going to scroll down here. Now here you'll see setup codes. So this is where you can get the setup code to put it into your marketing email. You can also simply press view live page. So here guys, you'll be able to take this URL at the top and simply with a Gmail or an Outlook or really whatever email application you're using, you can just embed this live link right into your email. And you'll see now this is the takeout request. So if you send out a marketing email that maybe has links to your menu and link out to this request with, maybe just awareness that you're doing takeout or potentially even a promotion of some sort. So again, guys, just to recap, we created that drop down, we created an area. We are going to use our calendar filters to make sure we can easily identify our takeout events. We're going to use the events tab to be able to mass print the documents that we need to execute. And then we also created a lead form so that we can do a promotional email or a marketing email and be able to reach out to our customers about our takeout service. Again, my name is Nikki from Tripleseat. If you have any other questions, please